Hey, what's up guys, Everton here, and today I want to talk to you guys about a subject that's not really that sexy, but it is necessary. It's finances, specifically getting out of credit card debt. A couple years ago I was in this very exact same situation I'm about to tell you about, and it was very depressing, it was hard, and I didn't have a lot of guidance out there. I researched on the internet and there wasn't really a lot of information the way that I went through it and eventually got a way out. So I wanted to basically share my experience with you guys today. I thought it would be a very necessary video because I couldn't find a video that would spell it out to me the way that I'm about to spell it out to you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. I broke it down into 5 steps, okay? Step number 1, stop using your credit cards. You can't get out of debt while you're creating more debt. It just makes sense. Now, I know that not everyone can immediately stop, but I give yourself about 2 weeks. If you're really committed to it, stop using your credit card. Stop robbing Peter to pay Paul. The average credit card interest rate today, 15.07%. That means if you have a $15,000 balance across all of your cards and you're making the minimum monthly payment, you're looking at making a payment of $600. Now that payment will decrease about $17 over the course of the payments that you make, but it'll take you literally 162 months to pay that back. That's 13 and a half years. If you're 30 right now and you make the minimum payment, because that's all you can afford, you're gonna pay that off when you're 43 and a half years old. That sucks. Step number 2, research consolidation loans. Now, this isn't a paid sponsorship, but I did use Lending Club. You can use whatever one is best for you, but that gave me a lot of flexibility in the payment range. Now, when you're researching a consolidation loan, there's a lot of articles that'll tell you different things about it, but basically what it is, it's a personal loan that allows you to take all your credit card debt and pay them off in one lump sum, and now you pay this new lender. Now, I get it. That's also creating debt to get rid of another debt, but what you're trying to do here is create positive, expendable cash flow. Your goal here is not to pay off your credit card with the lowest interest rate. Your goal here is to get the most positive cash flow that you can. And I know that's going to sound very different from what a lot of people tell you the basics of money or finances is, but you don't necessarily want to get the lowest interest rate. You want to get the most positive cash flow. So if I have lender A here or an option A here, and I can get a loan at 9% at 36 months, that'll for $15,750. That'll make my payment $498.28. Now option B, I can get 60 months at 12%. That'll make my payment $345.23. That's a difference of $153.05. Altogether, if I take the possible payment that I can get, I'll freed up $254.77 from what I was paying from the $600 before. That is excellent. What I want you to do with that money is actually save like 50 to 75% of that money. That money is going to be crucial later in the process. Step number 3. I know I just told you not to actually use your credit cards, but it's kind of irresponsible for me to tell you that not to use a credit card at all, especially in today's society. You will need to refinance things. There's a high potential of that. Things go wrong and we may not be able to immediately afford those things. The point is not to use the ones that carry balances and interest rates. You want to get one that allow you to have a 0% interest rate in the beginning so that if something does happen, you can actually finance it. Not only that, you do need to utilize credit. You need to utilize revolving credit. Utilization is probably one of the most impactful things, and if you don't use it, it kind of is negative against you. So use your credit card to keep it under 10%, but open up a 0 interest rate so that you're not carrying any interest with that card. Step number 4. Refinance everything that you can. Now, a great benefit toward consolidation loans or personal loans, they're seen as installment loans. These are different from revolving credit loans. You can't get an installment loan for $15,000, pay $3,000 off of it, and say, hey, let me get the extra $3,000 that you originally gave me. I want to take that back out. That's not how installment loans work, but that is how revolving credit works. And for revolving credit, they measure the utilization. So basically how much of that $15,000 you use, a percentage, they measure that very heavily on credit. Once you get all your credit cards paid off, your credit should jump through the roof. I mean, literally, high utilization can drop your points down 100 points alone. And if you get that utilization back under 10%, you should see the opposite effect of it jumping up 10 points. At this point in time, you want to take advantage of your great credit. You need to refinance everything that you can, all your installment loans. You need to redo your car payment if you can get a better rate on it. Redo your insurance, your car insurance, that's affected by your interest rate. Redo everything that you can and create more positive cash flow. Now, during this time, you should see that actually happen 2 months after you've paid off all your credit card debt with a consolidation loan. Now, what you're gonna do here is also contact those credit cards that you just paid off that you're not gonna use. You're gonna call every last one of them and you're gonna ask for a credit line increase. Yeah, you're gonna ask for them to give you more credit. This is going to be instrumental later down the line. So you call in and you get this increase of credit again amongst all your creditors. And typically if your credit score goes up, they'll allow that to happen. Now, how much credit line should you ask for? Ask for as much as possible. And you're gonna repeat this process every 6 months. Usually companies will allow you to get an increase of credit every 6 months. Now, during this time, you're going to keep your utilization low on that 0% interest rate as much as you can. 30%. 30% should be your goal. 10% is ideal. You're going to be in that good zone where you can consistently do this. So 2 months after, increase your credit. 6 months later, increase your credit again. 6 months after that, increase your credit again on all 3 of your loans for as much as you can possibly get. If they'll give you $5,000 increase, take it. We're going to repeat this process and refinance everything that you can. I refinanced my car literally 4 times in 1 year. I've actually went from Capital One to USA, back to Capital One, back to USAA. It's all about getting the best deal for your money. Utilize the credit that you have, and if it can save you $15 a month every time that you do it, and it's going to keep the same terms, why not do it? It's free to you. It does take a hit on your credit for a pull of the credit, but that credit will drop your points maybe 2 points. In the grand scheme of things, it's much better, and those weighed very little. So now we're on the 5th and final step, okay? Now this is where it's going to become most crucial for you. You're about 12 months into this process, maybe even 14 months into this process. This is the most crucial step. Remember those credit cards that I told you never to use again, to put them away? Well, what eventually happens is this. If you don't use your credit cards, credit card company will cancel your card out. I mean, it probably is going to take more for them to actually keep your card active than it is to actually have you as a customer. So they may cancel your card out. But what you're doing by asking for the credit limit increases is showing activity on the card. It's not spending activity, but it's activity. You're also going to be calling in and checking on your balance and logging online. You're going to show very minimal activity, but not any usage activity. Now the thing is that credit card companies have credit profiles on their customers, and they actually get a credit report on you yourself. They pull one every month. Now it's not a hard pull, it's a soft pull. They can see your score and your utilization and things like that. So they know what type of customer you are. They know that they used to have you by the neck, and they know that they no longer have you by the neck. So they are going to send you out promotional APRs. You might see these in your mail from companies all the time, and you may just throw them in the garbage and things like that. Pay attention to those. What they do is they actually send you these little checks, and they say, hey, if you write this check or deposit this check or just go online and do a balance transfer, what will happen is we'll take over your loan and we'll give you this promotional interest rate. Now, it's very important that you don't jump on the first bite. All your credit card companies that you haven't touched for months are probably going to be doing this around the same time. You need to wait for the exact one that works out best for you. I started getting these, and first it was 12 months. Then they say, okay, no, we'll give you 21 months. Then they'll say, okay, well, we won't give you 0% at 21 months, but we'll give you a very low rate for 48 months. And that's when I hit. Now, it's very important that you don't take the first one or the one that seems like it's the best deal. You need to actually make sure that you do the research and make sure that it's an affordable rate that you can do. If you're trying to pay back $13,000 in 12 months, if that's not doable, you're going to jump right back into that whatever 15% that you originally had. So make sure it's something that you can sustain long term and pay that bad boy off. Remember, I told you to save that money from that positive cash flow? Well, the truth is that not all of your credit cards may hit you up with these 0% interest rate. You may have enough credit to pay back, to take advantage of maybe, let's just say $13,000, and you've only paid your consolidation debt down about $1,000. Well, that money that you saved, that's going to go towards paying that off, to making up that difference so that you can pay off that consolidation loan, and then you're going to get that 48-month loan at 4%. And you can dig into that like crazy. Now is where we hit them for the good stuff. We went from 15% to 12% to damn near 5%. And we're going to go ahead and bash that thing in and pay it off as quickly as we can. And that is how we get out of debt with the most minimal damage. I got out of debt in 2 years, and it has drastically improved my life. I love it. So guys, if you follow the steps, you should be good. I can't tell you what it's done for my life. I mean, just my mood altogether, it just helps me out. And it's great. I hate being in debt. And now that you found a way, or hopefully this has helped, you can go ahead and take back your life. If you like the video, hit a thumbs up and share this with anybody who's in massive debt. A lot of people aren't going to talk about this, but if you see that a friend or a person that you care about may need this information, go ahead and share the video with them. I mean, this is something that I wish people taught me, and it's unorthodox. It's not going to always be this step-by-step guide, but if you know anybody that can help and basically be helped by this video, share it with them. Thank you for watching. Peace.